Hello, and welcome to the Almond Board of California session. I'm Christine Farkas, Redfield chef, founder, and developer at iHeartFood Consulting, where I help chefs and food manufacturers across North America bring innovation to product development. I find my passion lies in creating delicious foods that are also better for you options and recreating classic fan favorites to align with changing consumer trends and needs, which perfectly fits with our session today. Almonds are a staple ingredient in my kitchen, and I'm excited to share with you some of my latest recipes, each utilizing almonds in a unique application. Today, we'll be discussing plant-based proteins, which continues to see an increase in popularity, driven by the growth of plant-based diets around the globe. I'll be demonstrating 3 recipes across the snack, beverage, and salad bowl categories that incorporate plant-based proteins in a variety of almond formats. As a preview, first we'll start with a banana nut bread smoothie that incorporates protein-filled ingredients like white beans and almond butter. Then we'll transition into a delicious Zesty garden almond gazpacho that's perfect for the summer months. And finally, we'll close with an almond crumble salad bowl topped with a lush kimchi almond sauce. But before we jump into the demonstrations, it's important to understand the evolution of plant-based eating and the growing demand for plant-based proteins. It's no surprise that consumers are increasingly leaning towards plant-based diets. Innova Market Insights noted their top trends for 2020 that plant-based innovation in foods and beverages continues to flourish as a result of plant-based dieting becomes more mainstream. While protein from plant sources comes with a wide range of benefits, including higher fiber levels and lower levels of fat and cholesterol, one challenge can be achieving sufficient protein levels. Why is that? Well, a food is considered complete protein when it contains all 9 essential amino acids. Unfortunately, many plant-based foods such as nuts, beans, grains, rice, vegetables, and legumes are incomplete proteins because they're missing 1 or more than 9 amino acids. But because some incomplete protein sources are higher in some amino acids and poor in others, we can pair 2 incomplete proteins with opposite profiles to create a complementary protein. And we simply call these complementary proteins because their amino acid profiles complement one another. One of the most popular complementary protein examples would be almonds and legumes, or pulses, so dry peas, beans, lentils, and chickpeas. Almonds are an impactful ingredient for plant-based diets because with all their various forms, it can be easy to incorporate into a range of products, whether that's almond butter to bind ingredients, flour for gluten-free baked goods, or including almonds in whole formats or pieces to add multi-sensorial experiences. So now that we've laid the groundwork for why on plant-based proteins, let's see them in action. Smoothies are a versatile concept across the beverage category and ties well into food service, quick service, and packaged products, especially because they work for nearly any time throughout the day and are perfect for on-the-go snacking. Today, we'll be creating a banana nut bread smoothie with white beans, almond milk, and almond butter. Now, this is a tasty, simple recipe with very simple ingredients that are emulsified together. And as I'm sure you gather from the title, this incorporates complementary proteins. So we're looking at almonds, both in the milk and butter form, and beans. And this provides a consumer with a great source of complete protein that is also satiating. Another option here is to look at adding an almond protein just to bump up the protein level. So I guess we're going to take you through the demo right now. So we're just looking at some fresh bananas, and very similar to a banana bread, you want them to be nice and ripe. You get a lot of flavor there, and that just adds a lot of intensity. I'm using some fresh bananas here today. We have our almond butter. There's a few different options here. I'm using the roasted one just for a little bit more nutty of a flavor profile. White beans. In this case, I am using canned white beans. White beans are also available in a range of different formats, so purees are also available and frozen. If you are using canned, simply look at rinsing really, really well, and that gets rid of some of the excess sodium or some of that beany profile. The beans also add a nice lush consistency similar to the almond butter. Dates for some sweetness. We're also getting some fiber in there. Vanilla. Lemon juice, and this often helps with that beany note that we sometimes get from a bean ingredient in a product. We have some warming spices, so we're looking at some cinnamon and nutmeg. Now you can certainly bump this up if you're looking for amplified cinnamon in your recipe. And almond milk. This can of course be adjusted based off of the viscosity that you'd like to get. Just a quick blend to emulsify everything together. Looks great, nice and lush and creamy. Ooh, very fragrant. Awesome. This recipe can be easily adjusted based on preferences or need. So sweetness can be increased by adding more dates or adding honey or agave to the recipe. Plus, this could be easily adjusted to create popsicles or plant-based ice cream. Just to control the thickness, you can use more or less almond milk and freeze. So exploring a range of binders, that might also be a nice option for this one as needed. Just simply toss with some of your favorite garnish. I'm using some slivered almonds just to add a little bit more flavor and also texture, and it's delicious and ready to go. Next, we'll be creating a delicious zesty garden almond gazpacho. Another simple yet healthy recipe that comes together quickly and utilizes a range of vegetables. Gazpacho is one of my ultimate favorite options for a lighter side dish or chilled appetizer. And in this recipe, we incorporate two forms of almonds, the ground almonds and the almond oil. And it gives extra complexity and helps with the final texture. This is a great option for consumers looking for additional vegetables, protein, and vitamins per serving. I've been excited to see chilled soups popping up in the produce aisle in stores, and this recipe is jam-packed with vegetables for on-the-go snacking or light lunch offerings. So I'm just going to take you through this recipe, and it's very simple, and you can simply adjust it as you're going through it, also based off of looking at what type of vegetables that are on hand. Also, as well as the almonds, we can look at making adjustments based off of what you have available as well. So we have some tomato juice already that's prepared. We have some fresh peppers and cucumbers, fresh tomatoes, onion, a little bit of garlic for that punchiness, balsamic vinegar, and that could be increased or decreased depending on preference. Lemon juice just adds that really nice freshness. The almond flour, and this can certainly be increased or decreased depending on what your preference is on the viscosity side. So this is the blanched almond flour. Of course, there's the whole almond flour as well, so you have like little flecks in there as well. What's really great, you can also look at using different pieces of almonds, and it really depends on your processing capabilities. We also have some serrano pepper, just for a little bit of heat. Nice little green note in there as well. Hot sauce. Salt and pepper. Get that right in there. And we have our almond oil. This one's actually a roasted almond oil. It has like a little bit of a nutty flavor profile. It's absolutely delicious. There's also unroasted as well. And what's great about the almond oil, this is also great for higher temperatures as well. So medium, higher temperatures for cooking. So I'm just going to blend these all together and then slowly incorporate the almond oil. Great, nice and smooth and lush. You can smell the heat. With something like this, I like for it to sit overnight. It just really develops the flavor, and then you reseason as you need. But for today, we'll serve it right away. Love to serve this chilled. Just a little bit of garnish on top. Do nice little fresh herbs. And there you go. This recipe can easily be adjusted by taste preference, adding more spice, salt, or balsamic vinegar for your liking. The thickness of the product can also be altered by adding more or less tomato juice or other selected liquids. Other available formats of almonds can be used as well as this recipe, depending on processing capabilities. Our last recipe today will be a delicious almond crumble bowl with a kimchi almond sauce, a perfect lighter option for either lunch, dinner, or midday snack. The adaptations for this base and sauce are absolutely endless, and I'd love to hear your ideas when we are up for Q&A. So as we're working through this, I'm just going to create our little base right here. And this is really a recipe that lends itself well to what's available in terms of vegetables. So we are going more on the lower carbohydrate side. We're using some riced cauliflower. You can look at a whole range of different options, but rice and cauliflower, which is fresh. We have some carrots grated, adds nice color, nice crunch. You can use cabbage. I've got kale here. Some green onions. Save some for garnish if you can. Plug that out here. And then we have some toasted almonds. This is an almond crumble, essentially. This is great. So we have whole almonds. You can crunch them up, toast them up, and then toss them right into your salad. This is something that you can certainly keep the almonds on the side just to have that nice crunch until you're ready for serving. Or if it's in more of a packaged meal format, keep the almonds separate. The consumers can simply combine the bags together. So we have our toasted almonds here, and that just adds a nice complexity of flavor as well as crunch. So I'm just simply bringing everything together. Very simple, very light. Purple cabbage in this recipe is beautiful. Perfect. I'm just going to set that on the side. And then our next recipe that goes along with this is our kimchi almond sauce. So we have our kimchi, and we also have our brine. Now, kimchi is available in a wide range of formats. There's a lot of options, so you can actually go with more of a vegan option if you're wanting to go that route. They have some products available that use dulse instead of fermented shellfish or other fish. So we have our kimchi right here with the brine. We have our lime juice, our soy sauce, as well as our sesame seed oil. And we have our almond butter right here. Now this is what's really going to give us that nice lush consistency, the flavor, overall viscosity that we're looking for. As well as protein and all those delicious minerals. So that is all going in. And then our nutritional yeast, a little umami profile going in as well. Nice buttery profile. And then our almond milk. Now with this, you can certainly adjust the consistency by adding less or more. So feel free to add less and add a little bit more as you go. Just going to reserve some for the time being. Now I'm simply just going to blitz it all together. Okay, great. That's nice and combined. You can certainly go finer and creamier. I might actually add a little bit more almond milk to get a nice a little bit thinner consistency. All right, definitely spritz myself a little bit. So we have the sauce. It has thickened up a little bit. The viscosity is absolutely perfect for a salad bowl. So this is something where you can simply toss all the ingredients together, the sauce along with the salad, or you could do a nice drizzle on top. And I recommend just doing the drizzle right before service. That way you have all the ingredients intact and the crunch is still there. So nice little simple plating. This is very satiating, very filling, and very, very satisfying. Excellent. So I'm just going to drizzle this atop. Feel free to get all abstract with the drizzle. So with something like this, you can certainly increase the amount of kimchi as you like, or the almond butter, depending on your preferences as well. Nice garnish on top. So we have some black sesame seeds for some contrast. So this is perfect. You can go completely vegan with this option, completely plant-based, or you can add some nice grilled chicken, shrimp. Those are all really nice options. But this is very, very satisfying on its own. With 3 various types of almonds in this recipe, the texture is really craveable. Plus, this recipe can be easily made vegan by swapping in vegan kimchi that uses dulse or seaweed instead of fermented shrimp paste. The base can be blended with a range of ingredients as a zero-waste approach to your salad offering. And the combination can certainly stand alone as a snack or side dish. And that wraps up our demonstration. All 3 of these recipes can be found on almonds.com. I hope these inspired you all to start or continue incorporating plant-based proteins into your creations, thinking critically about the way complementary plant proteins work in your portfolio. If you're interested in learning more about plant-based proteins, the different almond forms, or more recipes incorporating almonds, visit almonds.com. Thank you all so much for spending some time with us today. Now we'd love to open up the line for any questions on the recipes or discussion around plant-based proteins. Here on the line with me is Harbinder Mann, Associate Director of Trade Marketing and Stewardship at the Almond Board of California, to help answer any questions about almonds. We now welcome any questions from the audience.